Good morning, everybody. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Thank you all for being here. If you'd please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. We have a special proclamation to do this morning. It's the National Guard birthday. We have some folks from the National Guard here with us today. And I'm going to ask Commissioner Boyce to please read the proclamation. And I'm sure Tamara has a couple little things we're going to do, and then we'll do some pictures. And we'll present some proclamations and another small token. So Commissioner Boyce.
Sure, this is a proclamation for the National Guard's 389th birthday, which is December 13th. Whereas we know that the U.S. National Guard is the oldest military organization in America, and its members respond to state and national emergencies, military conflicts, and natural disasters, and also conduct search and rescue operations. And whereas we also recognize that the U.S. Army National Guard is a reserve force of men and women who trace their roots back to colonial America, founded in 1636 as a citizen force. Today, the National Guard is a ready reserve group of 450,000 men and women voluntarily serving in all 50 states and 4 U.S. territories. And whereas we recognize that the Oregon Army National Guard traces its heritage and tradition of citizen service back to July 5th, 1843, when the Oregon Provisional Government passed the first militia law that organized citizens for defense, and eventually evolved in the formation of the Oregon National Guard in 1903. And whereas military presence in Oregon has not ceased since to defend freedom at home and overseas, with Oregon National Guard service in the American Civil War to World Wars I and II, and into Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and the global war on terrorism. Whereas we know that the Oregon National Guard continues its historic mission of providing a ready force of citizen soldiers and airmen equipped and trained to respond to any contingency, natural or man-made, with deployments all over the world. And whereas we know that the brave men and women of the Oregon National Guard honorably live by the motto, "When we are needed, we are there." And whereas in recent years, the utilization of the National Guard has been unprecedented, with members of the Oregon National Guard providing critical support in the state's COVID-19 response, assisting civilian law enforcement during periods of civil unrest, as well as assisting state and local governments during hazardous weather and wildfire response operations. And whereas we are proud to honor members of Roseburg's Charlie Company unit who represent Oregon National Guard's 1st Battalion, 186th Infantry Regiment, for the invaluable work they do. And whereas we recognize that the Oregon National Guard could not perform its mission without the support of the civilian workforce, families, employers, and communities around Oregon. And now therefore, we, the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, do hereby recognize Saturday, December 13th, 2025, as the 389th birthday of the National Guard, and proclaim this day as National Guard Day in Douglas County, asking all of our citizens to honor and support the men and women serving in the Oregon National Guard.
Thank you. And do you want to do some presentations?
Yeah, we can. Do you want me to talk about a little bit about what we have on here?
Yeah.
So Tamara Howell, Public Affairs Officer. So we wanted to do a little bit of background this year and do something different. So the historic Roseburg National Guard Armory building, located just down the road on Oak Street, was constructed in 1913 and 1914. A time when the world was on the brink of the First World War. It was designed by state architect William Knighton, and brought to life by a local contractor. The building is a striking example of the Viennese Secessionist design, with a likeness to medieval fortress. Its fortress-like appearance, complete the battlements and sturdy concrete construction, reflects the original purpose as a defensive structure and arms storage facility for Roseburg. The building, not common in Oregon at the time, has lasted 112 years, with the exterior remaining in nearly original condition. It is one of Oregon's few remaining historic armory buildings, and was one of the only 2 built in Oregon before World War I. The armory was placed on the National Register of Historic Places on April 15, 1993. During its early years, the historic armory served as a main office for the Roseburg National Guard Company. It is a place where guardsmen trained, drilled, and prepared for mobilization. The armory played a significant role during both World Wars. In World War I, the guardsmen from Roseburg became part of the 41st Infantry Division and were mobilized to France. Again, in World War II, they joined the 41st Infantry Division and were deployed to the Southeast Pacific. These periods were pivotal in the Army's history, making it important in the nation's defense efforts. In 1977, the Armory was decommissioned and was converted into the Flagel Community Center, named in honor of World War II veteran and City of Roseburg Mayor Robert E. Flagel. In 2019, the building was remodeled once more, and it now serves as a dormitory and workout space for the Umpqua Community College athletic program Riverhawks. The Oregon Army National Guard built a new armory around 1978 on General Avenue in Roseburg, and it is used today by Company C, 186th Infantry Regiment of the 41st Brigade Combat Team.
Fantastic.
Okay. So now we want to bring up our guards. Come step forward. Just right there. The photographer will place you and then we'll present you with certificates. Probably some on either side of Commissioner Freeman. We'll get her picture too. I know she's part of the group.
Let's have Commissioner Freeman in the middle of.
Challenge coins there for you. Thank you.
Would you like to be in the middle or are you fine on the side? Okay. Okay, so we look right up here. Ready? Smile. Couple on my phone. Smile. Thank you.
All right, Carol. Because I know you're part of it.
We'll have you talk in just a little bit and explain kind of what your role is. You don't have the same uniform on, but you help just the same, so.
Should I sit down?
Oh, no, we want you in there for the picture.
Ready? Right up here, smile. Okay. Smile. Great, thank you.
If you want to get one from the middle, are you okay?
I'm all good.
All right.
He likes the side views.
I know, all right. So, thank you guys. What we'll do is if one of you want to speak about your organization and your maybe recent deployment or whatever you got going, we'll have you do that, and I'll have Carol speak also. So, that's good.
Step up to the podium, the next person, and then we'll go from there.
So I am Sergeant First Class Kyle Chris. I'm the new Readiness NCO for Charlie Company, one of the 186th Infantry. I'm transferring in from Clackamas, so I'm a little new to the community. So thank you for the support that I'm already seeing from the county, the city, everything. It means a lot to the soldiers. Because just remember that all of the soldiers in the National Guard are your neighbors, you know, your teachers, everything. They're part of your communities. And I look forward to working with everybody here, and as Charlie Company comes home from deployment over in Egypt, they'll be coming back into a drilling status with us in January. And yeah, thank you very much.
Great. Well, thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you.
Carol, would you like to speak a little bit about the work that you do to sort of help the National Guard?
I'm gonna face this way. I am very proud to be chosen by the National Guard to be the FRG, which is Family Readiness Group. I work with the children and the deployed and undeployed. I'm also part of VFW 2468, and we as an organization have adopted Charlie Company a couple of years ago to where anything that we do to help or assist is financially backed by an organization. So we're free to have lunch or whatever's going on. It was a little tough during the deployment. The families are spread all over, so in order to get last year's Christmas presents, we had one guy that was on Durrell Day, and he did that day going up and down Coos Bay delivering Christmas things to the kids. But we tried to be there for them. I finally got them. I've been working with them for about 10 years, just helping with lunches and whatnot. Telling the guys that we're here that we're not just here for the kids, we're here for you. We're all veteran families, and we've all been through various conflicts. Dad was gone, I was born into the Navy. It's just part of our life, and we try to embrace that. And we know various things just because we've lived them ourselves. I don't know, I understand I've got 50 coming in February. I don't know if you know about the NCOA medallions, but all of these guys are under the War on Terrorism badges, medallions we give out, and we'll be doing that for them in February, and we've also applied when they left for the Quilts of Valor. These gentlemen and some ladies, we have ladies in, and it's just a pleasure and fun to work with them.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you for all you do for veterans. This piece that you do for the folks that are deployed is pretty special, and I'm certain the folks that are deployed, our military that go overseas and do this work, appreciate that you're helping their families and preparing for them to come home. So thank you very much for doing that. Is there anything else you all would like to say?
Nothing for me.
Well, on behalf of the board, thank you. You hear us say that. We appreciate what you do and the sacrifice you do for our community and for our country. Commissioner Kress?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you, Carol.
So we normally do a little bit of break, so you guys are welcome to stay for the whole meeting. You're welcome to go back to protecting us in a way that you do, either way. So we have a couple things we'll go through the meeting. So again, don't feel bad if you want to get up and leave, but again, you're welcome to stay. So
Thank you.
the next thing we're gonna do this morning is sort of another special, a couple special recognitions we're gonna do. So I'm gonna start with Commissioner Boyce. I believe he has some special recognition he wants to do for some of the folks here at the county, some of the staff.
Yeah, so whenever we have staff that work for the county that go above and beyond and receive accolades outside of their normal performance, we like to recognize their efforts. And this one came along here recently. This is actually for Jim Zimmer, who's the manager at the Salmon Harbor RV Resort, and his staff. And I know that Jim would be the first person to tell you that he can't do what he does over there without his excellent staff. So this is an award where they received or were recognized as the best of the best campground award for 2025 from RV Life. And I'll read what it says here. Hello, Winchester Bay RV Resort. After reading the glowing stories shared by RV Life members, it's clear that Winchester Bay RV Resort is a truly special place that consistently delivers outstanding experiences and earns remarkable satisfaction from the RV Life community. For this reason, Winchester Bay RV Resort has been recognized as one of RV Life's best of the best for 2025. To qualify for this honor, campgrounds must have received multiple new reviews within the past year, ensuring that recognition reflects current experiences. From there, we looked not only at overall ratings, but also at the level of engagement your park inspired. In short, a higher volume of reviews, ratings, and feedback paired with exceptional guest satisfaction boosted your overall score and earned you a well-deserved place among the top 25% of campgrounds. When guests talk about your campground, they consistently praise your immaculate facilities, waterfront views, and excellent staff service. Statements like, All the staff was great. The camp host did an amazing job answering questions and cleaning sites between guests. Are a testament to the wonderful experience you provide and trust you've built with RV Life community. Congratulations to you and your entire team. To help you celebrate this achievement, a best of the best package is on its way to you. Contains a certificate and a few things that you get to put up in the resort to brag about your accomplishment. Jim, congratulations to you and your crew. We consistently hear what a great job you guys do over there. And the fact that you can't hardly get a reservation, I think is testament to itself.
Here, it's fine. Did you get me anything?
Yep.
Okay. A little closer. I'm gonna get one of you close with this. Thank you.
Can everyone?
This is news reading.
3, 2, 1. There we go.
I had them prepared something, so if you'd like him to talk, you can.
Yeah, always like to hear.
So I noticed you sat down, but I was thinking maybe you'd like to talk a little bit.
Well, I just would echo what Commissioner Boyce already said, that this really is for my staff and our park hosts. They're the ones that create the environment that keep bringing our guests back. And I was looking at some of the reviews and of local parks, our resort had 420 views, which was multiple times more than any of the area parks from Charleston north. And with an average rating of 9.5 out of 420 something reviews, I think it says something for my staff.
They might create the environment, but you create the culture. I mean, from the leadership to you to making sure that we are a culture of wanting people to come and enjoy our facilities starts, at the top. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Jim. Tell everyone over there we said thank you also.
I will.
So Commissioner Boyce is the liaison to the Parks Department and works really on that culture and that idea of having a robust park system and campground experience throughout the county. Does a great job with it. Thank you. The next recognition I'll have Commissioner Kress do.
Yeah, so similarly to what Commissioner Boyce said, again, when we have staff go above and beyond, we like to recognize them. And so our fair manager, Sierra Keith, enrolled herself into the Institute of Fair Management, and she graduated. Yeah, but and that Institute of Fair Management is it's an industry professionals and volunteers that have what they provide is comprehensive training so that fair managers can do things like coursework in management, risk management, marketing, programming, and year-round facility management. And so Sierra was one of 56 individuals nationally that met the requirements to graduate from this. And so we'd like to recognize her for that. She was recognized as a graduate, and we couldn't be there at the Institute of Fair Management during the 2025 International Association of Fairs and Expos in Denver. So we've got she's got a plaque, and we would like to recognize her as going above and beyond, getting educated and running on that fairgrounds the way she does. Pretty nice.
Sure, it's gonna be just a hair mark there. Thank you. Here, smile. Close. Perfect. I gotta get one closer. Congratulations.
Only far. I will tell you that it's one of many things that comes up that on a regular basis that lets everybody know that Sierra was a great choice for fair manager.
Well, and so many people think of the fair as a week-long event that happens once a year. The fact is your facility out there and all the facilities associated with the fair operate all year round and you have stuff going on all the time, so please.
So I just want to talk a little bit more about, first of all, the association. So I went to my first conference about 9 years ago, and I actually took one of the classes then that they offered, and I was like, this is really cool. We should be doing this. And I ended up coming back from a conference 2 years ago, and I went to Dan and I said, listen, we gotta do this. Like, I wanna do this, I wanna learn, and I hope you will support me. And the commissioners and the fair board agreed that it was a great opportunity. And so over the last 2 years, I completed 36 classes. They're webinars, online, in-person courses. We went to 2 summits where you meet with just those groups, people that are in there and currently enrolled, and you get to network with them, learn about what they're doing, what other people are doing around the country. And then I get to go also to conferences and take classes and network with those people. It has been an invaluable experience getting to take those classes. It has taught me that what we are doing right, which is mostly what we are doing right, and then there's a few things that are fair, we've got to work on. And so I look forward to taking what I have learned over the last 2 years and working over my next however many years I am here and applying those and, just to continue to improve our facility and keep doing what we're doing. I couldn't do it without my staff, same thing. They are incredible. They work hard, tirelessly every single day for every single event that we have. We just finished up the Christmas fair, and I look forward to what comes next.
Well, thank you, and thank you for taking advantage of that professional development and training. It's amazing how much of that's available.
There's a ton.
We do quite a bit of that here. Through the years, I've done a lot of it in different roles and find value in all of it. So thank you for recognizing that and taking the initiative to do those beyond what your normal job is, things to be better at your regular job. So, Chris?
We're very fortunate to have not only Sierra, but the entire staff, as you said. They do an awful lot with very little, and we're very fortunate to have them.
Appreciate you. I'm cheering for you.
Keep up the great work. All right, so we'll move on to the next agenda item, that we have no consent agenda today. We'll move to citizens' questions. Anybody online today?
Nobody.
I would note that agenda item number 4 and 5 are public hearings, so if you want to comment on those items, it would be appropriate to do it during that time. So any questions in the building here? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 4, and this is a planning department item. I'll invite up our planning director, Joshua Shackley, for a staff report, please.
Morning, Commissioners. Joshua Shackley, Douglas County Planning. Before you this morning is a hearing and order incorporating territory for an owner-initiated annexation of property into Douglas County Fire District Number 2 for property located at 675 Panorama Lane in Roseburg. Chief petitioners are David and Trudy Snowder. Subject property consists of a single dwelling on around 5 acres and is zoned 5R rural residential. Staff has reviewed the annexation petition and found it to be in compliance with Douglas County Comprehensive Plan and statewide planning goals, and there are no known objectors at this time.
We were in a meeting this morning where they were talking about Fire District 2 annexations. Any questions of staff before we open the public hearing? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Is there anybody online that'd like to speak to this?
Nobody online.
Anybody here in the building like to come forward on agenda item number 4? We're in a public hearing. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Pleasure of the board.
Move to approve the annexation.
And I'll second that.
We have a motion, a second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Agenda item number 5 is also a planning department item. It's a public hearing, and I'll invite up Joshua Shackley for a staff report.
Good morning again, Joshua Shackley, Douglas County Planning. Before you this morning is a public hearing in order for adoption of amendments to the Douglas County Land Use and Development Ordinance, or LUDO. Proposed amendments include those made necessary by 2025 legislation. Majority of these changes resulting from this past last legislative session are related to removing barriers and streamlining the development process for provision of housing within the urban growth boundaries of cities and in urban unincorporated areas of the county. I will note that in several instances, we opted to make reference to applicable state statute rather than adding the entire language of the bill to our LUDO. So in addition to those housing changes were also necessary to reflect the repeal of the statewide wildfire risk map. I know you're well aware of that development. In addition to those changes from legislation that's passed, minor amendments to improve the effectiveness of the LUDO. Just some minor stuff that I can describe in detail if you'd like. And then just minor amendments to correct Scrivener's errors, update references to ORSs and whatnot. At the November 20th, 2025 meeting of the Planning Commission, a public hearing was held on these amendments, and the Planning Commission unanimously voted to recommend approval to the Board of Commissioners. The updated LUDO will go into effect January 9th, 2026, if it's approved today by the board. I'm happy to answer any questions or provide additional detail on any of the amendments.
Any questions before we open a public hearing? Well, thank you for all this work. We've reviewed it and it's a bunch of work. 6 different legislative bills and then all the other stuff you did, so any questions?
Like other managers you've heard from, I rely heavily on my staff to pull this together.
Yeah, this is a lot of work
It is.
every few years, depending on what happens in the short session, sometimes every year. So, all right, well, I'll go ahead and open a public hearing. Have anybody online for this? Anybody here in the room that'd like to come forward on agenda item number 5? We're in a public hearing. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing, and I believe we're in a position to take action on this desired. Pleasure of the board.
Move to adopt approval of the proposed annual amendments to our LUDO.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions or comments? Again, a lot of work. Thank you. I will go ahead and call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Agenda item number 6 is a senior service department item, and this is a intergovernmental grant agreement, and I'll invite up our senior service director, Jeannie Wright. Good morning.
Good morning. Before you today is a intergovernmental agreement for a third amendment to our intergovernmental agreement with our Older Americans Act funding with the Oregon Department of Human Services and on the state unit. There's some changes in it, but some of our revenues on certain funding resources have went up and others have went down. Just for this amendment and this is for the 25-27 allocations.
Move to approve the grant agreement amendment.
And I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. I know most people, and we do an awful lot of talking about it here too, associate the county seniors department with our meals program. However, there's lots of other programs you guys administer over there that do a variety of things. One of the most important things you all do is help seniors find ways to continue to stay in their homes. And there's a variety of programs that are centered around that. Oftentimes seniors reach a point in their lives where they can't quite do everything themselves, but with just a little bit of help, they're able to stay in their homes and in some cases keep them from going into facilities that are far more expensive and not as comfortable for them at times. Sometimes it keeps them from becoming homeless, so we certainly appreciate all the work of all the different programs. And it's easy to highlight the meals program because it's very important, but so are these other ones. So thank you for that work. We have a motion, a second. Any further questions or comments?
Just a comment that, you know, like so many of our departments, you know, you shine in the fact that there's so few of you. We have such a big county and we administer so many programs and you do so much, you touch so many lives. It's just, you know, you're very dedicated, all your staff is, and it's just a wonderful thing, and I thank you.
We have a great team. Thank you very much.
So, any further questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 7 is a solid waste department item, and I'll invite up our solid waste director, Nick Freisinger. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nick Freisinger, Solid Waste. Item number 7 is for an award of contract for RFP 237. It's for contract 30002838 between Douglas County and SCS Engineers for environmental consulting services in the amount of $487,500.
To approve the award of contract.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Questions or comments? This speaks to the complexity of running a landfill.
It really does.
You know, a lot of people think it's a hole in the ground. It is actually much more complicated than that, so thank you for keeping on top of it. Any further questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Thank you. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Boyce?
Reach Across America Saturday. Sign up, come help us out, 1 o'clock.
Can you talk a little bit about where you catch a bus and parking and some of that? I think that sometimes surprises people how busy it is.
Yeah, so we've got, you know, I don't know what we're tracking at exactly, but we're expecting somewhere around 1,000 volunteers, I would guess. So there's not room to park that many people on the VA cemetery sites, either of them. Some people aren't aware that we have 2 VA cemetery sites in Roseburg. One is at the VA campus. That's the new cemetery site. The other one is off of Harvard Avenue. That's the old site. So in order to get all those folks in there, we have First Student who runs the buses for the Roseburg School District, volunteers to provide shuttle service. And you can catch those shuttles in 3 locations. That's at the fairgrounds, it's at the Roseburg High School, and it's at the West Harvard Shopping Center. And the buses start running at 11 o'clock. And they will take you to the new facility in the VA campus for the ceremony that starts at 1. The wreath laying will start at approximately 1:30. And then the buses will take you over to the Harvard site to lay the wreaths at the Harvard site and then get you back to your vehicle.
So if you're going, plan to be there early. As the event started last year, there were still buses arriving with people. So I think folks were surprised at how many were lined up to get on the buses, and everybody kind of waited to the last minute. So we're asking folks those buses only haul so many people at a time, and if you got 1,000 or 1,500 people to move, it takes a little bit of time.
Yep.
So, great, well, thank you for doing that. Commissioner Kress?
You know, I heard this guy talking on the radio about it. Sounded like a pretty good program. It sounded like a good time. I'm kinda looking forward to going there. I'm glad you gave a few more of those details too, cause.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I've talked it to death in the last month, so you're right, I should give the details every chance I
But
get.
I promise Saturday after the event, people will say they didn't hear all that or didn't know, so
Yeah.
keep talking about it.
I don't have anything, as long as I see you have this. If you're gonna touch on that, I'll let you do that.
Yeah, so what he's referencing is the Santa hotline. So Douglas County for a very long time has had the honor to host the Santa hotline. When I say we host it, our IT department, specifically Sean, sets up these phones, and the Optimist Club comes in and takes phone calls from people. I would like to say from children, but I'm not convinced it's only children. I think it's from people. So we have some of the statistics from that evening of that happening. So the total number of calls were 297 calls. The average call length was 2 minutes and 11 seconds. The longest call was 16 minutes and 18 seconds. The shortest call was 2 seconds. Probably didn't have a lot to say. And the total talk time of the volunteers that were taking the calls was 10 hours, 49 minutes and 16 seconds. So kind of a successful event. We also learn a little bit about where people are calling from. So as you might imagine, the bulk of the calls, 239, were from area code 541, so here in Southern Oregon. We did receive some calls from Southern California. We got 4 calls from there. We got a call from Portland, a call from Florida. We got 6 calls from North Carolina. Evidently, we're pretty popular in North Carolina. We got a call from Las Vegas, a call from North Dakota. You think in the cold part of North Dakota, they would have their own Santa Claus, but they used ours. From the warm area of Phoenix, Arizona, again, Southern California, Portland. We got 4 calls from Seattle East. We've got 5 calls from Tacoma, Washington, and we got a call from Dallas, Texas. Pretty amazing the work that the Optimist Clubs does and how well received that particular project is. And I want to thank the staff here at the county and Sean, who's doing our meeting right now. He'll hear us say this for the work that he does helping set that up. I asked if he manned a phone, and he was busy making sure everything was working and did not get to take calls, but I'm sure he would have been fantastic at it. So with that, I have nothing else. I look forward to the Wreaths Across America event. I believe I'm gonna have a few words again, similar to what I talked about last year. The event's named after a very special person, and I get to highlight a little bit of his life and the work that he's done here. So I look forward to that. And with that, nothing else from the fellow commissioners, I'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Thank you.